All right, everybody, we're here with Austin and CJ. They each scored 2 goals in this game each. CJ, man, how did you pull off some of those goals today?
I don't know, but this one dude tried to kick the ball and he kicked me.
And he kicked you, and then but you got it in, right? What about you, Austin, man? What was key out there?
I don't know.
I think passing, maybe?
Yeah.
Because definitely you and CJ seemed to just click out there, and Alex, bam, you guys were just passing left and right.
CJ was good at passing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you were pushing all the way down the line, too, man. That was brilliant. So we've got Austin, we've got CJ, 2 goals each. We'll head back in now. I tell you, that's CJ. Every interview he does. All right,
Especially with that little accent.
Yes, that's right. So we're going to go into Spartans news. Spartans had another tie game today. They had one.
They had more goals actually than
there was a lot of, yeah, they were actually leading for a lot of the game too. I mean, it was 3-1 for the longest time, and then the Pirates actually made their comeback. So, and then the game actually ended in a 4-4. But it was a tough game overall. I mean, you really think the first game that we had, even though they lost, it was only 0-1. And if you remember, in 2008, the Warriors got blown out 8-0. I don't even remember who they played. Yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, you were just getting involved at that point. You were still with the Avalanche, right?
It's funny because the Pirates team or coach is also named Tony.
Yeah, that's right. It's a coincidence, huh? Maybe we'll find out more about Coach Tony on the Pirates soon, too. But yeah, it was a good game. Both teams seem to be very equally matched. You know, I'm just really impressed by the Spartans overall because they've made this progress. CJ was just amazing on the field. I don't know where he got the moves from. He doesn't do that in practice. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I mean, but he still worked.
Right. And, you know, he's got the mentality, and you might remember this in 08. Whenever you fall down, you get right back up, you keep moving. And CJ's got that. You know, he gets down. Austin's got it, too. He gets knocked around quite a bit, too. And it's really important that they can actually pull it off. It keeps the game going, and you know you could lose the ball very quickly by just tripping and not trying to get back up again. You know, you've been there. It's pretty tough. So, but again, back to the game. You know, we had Nick in a goal the whole game. Did a phenomenal job. We moved some players around. You know, we had Kyle and Mario. We played them up. We didn't have them up that far the last game. And we had Garrett on offense. That was another change. I'm trying to give the guys, you know, a little bit of chance to move around. They're a new team. Yeah, that's right. He's got the cool look. But, you know, it's trying to give them all an opportunity to try something a little different and see where their niche is. And a lot of the guys are starting to hit me up now saying that this is where they want to play. You know, we know Austin's on offense. CJ's great on offense. Alex is amazing. He's probably got the best footwork that I've ever seen. You know,
and I've never heard him talk.
No, he doesn't say too much. So we'll have to get you to cheer more, Alex. But then, you know, you go into the backfield, and the mentality is there. I can see that everybody really wants. I'm telling you, I think the next game they're actually going to pull it off.
Yeah, they're moving up in the world.
That's right. And actually, you know, speaking of one of the players, we actually got to speak to Danny, who is our player of the week. That happens to be Rebecca's younger brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I think he even called Rebecca out during his interview. So we'll take a look at that, and we'll be right back in a moment. Hey Spartans fans, this is Craig. I'm here with Danny of the Spartans, and he's actually going to be our Spartans Player of the Week. Welcome to the show, Danny.
Thank you.
So you're with the Spartans this year. How do you like it so far?
Good.
It's good? And what is your favorite position when you're playing for us?
Offense.
Usually on offense. And you actually are scoring a lot of goals in practice, right? You going to score one in the game?
Mm-hmm.
You owe me. So your sister now, she actually plays for the Warriors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So of the two of you, who's the better player?
Me.
Definitely? You're positive, right? Who's going to score more goals by the end of the year?
Me.
All right. You're going to bet on that? All right. How about we do the friendly bet with your sister that if you score more goals, she has to wear a Spartans jersey. Or if she gets more goals, you have to wear a Warriors one for a day.
Okay.
You good for that? All right, cool. What kind of things do you do away from soccer? Like when you're not playing soccer, like what kind of things do you like to do?
Football.
Football?
Video games.
Video games? What's your favorite video game? Anything? Just as long as it's a video game, right? All right. Now, one more question I have for you. Now, there's a lot of fans out there, and you actually probably have fans. You know that? Well, some of your fans probably want to know if you can give them a soccer tip, like something that you learned from the years of playing soccer that you've already been doing this. What would be something that you would want to help them out with? Because I know we talk a lot of things in practice with like stay in your lanes and passing and spread out, right?
You think any of that's helpful? What about making sure the ball goes in the goal when you shoot? You think so? And you're going to do that more than Beck, right? Okay. All right, well, thanks for being on the show, Danny.
Thank you.
You can show off your new Spartans jersey. All right. Well, Danny is definitely our Spartans Player of the Week, and thanks for being on the show.
And we're back. All right. Well, that was a pretty good interview. We got to learn a little bit about Danny, and pretty interesting. He thinks he's going to have more goals than Rebecca this year. What do you think?
Well,
I could set that up.
since Danny is on midfield now, and Becca's mostly defense.
We can push Danny up even to offense for a little bit, and then I'll put Rebecca back on defense.
Poor Becca.
Yeah, poor Becca. Tough. Anyways, so let's recap the game. For goals scored in the game, we've got?
We got CJ with 2 and Austin with 2.
So that was our 4 goals for the game. And what does that bring our season totals to?
CJ at 3 and Austin at 2.
So you know what else about CJ? You know, of course, in the last show we mentioned it, that CJ, because the Spartans are new, is the all-time Spartans leading scorer. And still is the all-time leading Spartan scorer. So that's kind of interesting. And Austin is now in 2nd place. So hopefully we'll fill that list up a little more. We need more goals, guys. We need some wins, too. But a record of, 0-1-1 is pretty respectable, especially for a brand new team. Yeah. One that's kind of coming together and learning what they're doing. So I'm pretty proud of those guys, I got to admit. So, and you've seen them. You know, they're trying. You've actually come to the practices and helped out.
Well, the practices don't go nearly as well as the
No,
games.
they don't go too smoothly, but for some reason they just work out in the game. You know, and as long as it works out that way, then I'm just fine with that. So, and anyways, you know what? I didn't get to show this off, but I got my WSST shirt from Brittany at 4 Soccer Shop. It's looking pretty good, isn't it? Joe would have had his, but unfortunately we know he was faking sick, probably just to stay home from work or something. So
he doesn't want to show up.
Yeah, he's just lazy. But anyways, we should probably go on to our soccer tip. Our soccer tip happens to have your sister in it.
Well, of course, she just loves the bright light.
That's true. You know, it's like a Thompson thing. You know, it's like we've got you on the show today. Madison was on the show, or is coming up, and she was on earlier because she was actually visiting for a bit. And then next week, I think we're actually going to talk to Gage. So he's actually on the Spartans. So it's a big family tradition. He's one of the youngest ones. He is. That's right, because he actually bumped himself up so he could play with us. So that'll be interesting. So so this week's soccer tip will be with Madison Thompson, and let's go take a look and see what she's all about. Hey everyone, I'm here with this week's soccer tip. With me today is Madison Thompson, who's been with the Warriors for several years now. We're actually going to show you a couple foot skills that we actually touched on earlier in one of our first episodes, and this time you're going to get to see it in a little bit of a better slow motion appeal to it, so you can actually practice it yourselves. All right, let's get started. Okay, first thing is what we're going to do is it's around the front of the ball. You're going to take your foot. It's a good fake out for the other team. So really slow motion. You're going to take your foot, go around the front. You're lunging over this way, and then you're booting it back to this direction. What usually happens on the field is the players are watching the ball, or they should be watching the ball, but they're watching the feet instead, and they're going to see this, and they're not going to know what to do, and it's a good way to fake them out, actually. So go ahead and you can do it with full speed. There you go. And see, that kicks it in the opposite direction. It looks like you're going to kick it in this way, but then last minute it's going to be a change of direction. Now you can mix your feet up too, so let's use the opposite feet. And you could go in the opposite direction too. Now the other thing too is, especially using on goalies, when you're running up to do a kick, you could actually do a fake kickoff. And actually, if you want to do this really quick, if she was running up on the goal and that ball is rolling, she could do a fake kick just to throw the goalie off to give her a second chance at a shot. So let's do it in slow motion. You're going to roll your foot on the top, pull the ball back, and then launch it away. So let's do it in full speed. There you go. Perfect. So as you can see, any goalie is actually going to lunge at something like that, and they're going to be easily faked out. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing your practice drills. It's something that's very useful for everyone. So with this week's soccer tip, this is Madison. I'm Craig, and we'll be back in the studio. All right, so we got to see a nice little tip from your sister. And of course I was in it, which is the most important part. But anyways, I guess we should actually get ready to wrap up the show,
now,
right?
Hold on a second. We really need to talk about something important. Bike safety. You should buckle it like this, and whenever you're riding your bike, or anywhere, anything could happen. Just put on your helmet, okay?
Who told you to say that?
My teacher.
And who's that?
I don't know if I should mention it.
Okay. Well, Mags was put up to something apparently. So, anyways, let's thank some of our sponsors, please, Maggie. Starting with Napoleon's Pizza, who of course has been sponsoring the Warriors now, and
Then there's Affordable Computers.
who sponsors the Spartans, and of course my friends at Four Soccer Shops, who of
Yeah.
course supplied our uniforms and my cool WSST shirt, which is pretty neat. And who
And
else?
there's Parma Community, my own school.
That's right. A lot of our school actually, and they let us, of course, use the field in the back for our practices.
And they put up nets because of us, I think.
That's right. They did that just for us, so we thank you very much. And of course, Ridge Road United Church of Christ, who actually lets us set up our studio in here. It's a very nice studio, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cozy. So, and then there's that rockin' music that we get to listen to at the beginning and the end of every show, right? Who provides that for us, Mags?
Jack.
That's right. So, on behalf of WSST, I'm Craig,
I'm Maggie.
and we will see you next week.
Hopefully.
That's right. Thanks for being on the show.
Ooh.
All right.
Fascination with your thoughts. I've had a breakthrough. I'm breaking out, not breaking down. What to do? Obsessive waste of time. Roll them slowly. Them dice